Let that money talk. You bout that bad, let that money talk. Let that money talk. You bout that bad, let that money talk. Now if you focus bout that bad, let that money talk. You on your hustle and your grind, let that money talk. You bout your vision and your goals, let that money talk. You out here getting it all the time, let that money talk.
All right, y'all, we made it, and yes, we're gonna clock that T right there. We've been talking about this all week, promoting for it all week. You already know what the fuck is going on. Distraction is definitely in the building on Money Talk, and yeah, I'm just excited to get to know you a little bit better.
Let's go. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So yes, we'll start off with. Tell us a little bit about your background first. Let them know about where you're from. You know, a little bit about your upbringing.
Okay. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Pretty much come from the hood, the ghetto, you know. I'm from the west side of Michigan, or Detroit, rather. So it's a little different out there. West side is the best side. That's what they say, you know. So it's a little different, though. I went to school in Detroit for a little bit. Then my mom got concerned, and she actually put us in a charter school. So I actually went to school on the outskirts of Detroit in a city called Inkster.
Mm.
So I went to performing arts school, and I did performing arts pretty much K through 12, tap, jazz, modern, pretty much anything you could think of.
Mm.
So that's kind of where the love for dance came from, and performance and all of that good stuff. So yep, that's pretty much it.
That's cool. That's fucking cool. Performing arts school. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
How was it there? Were they accepting? Were they cool?
Absolutely
What's the difference
not.
from high school?
It was K through 12.
Mm.
It was a K through 12 school. My mom was a single parent. My dad passed away when I was roughly like 10. The streets took him. He was in
Sending
it.
my condolences.
I appreciate that. He was a part of the drug game, you know, young Detroit father. So he was just trying to make ends meet, doing his thing, and he got caught up. So it was cool. It was rough in Detroit, honestly. Like the bitches just rough for no reason. You know, you be trying to be cool, just do your work, and here goes somebody just fucking with you because they don't like the way you look, you light skin, or you know, your mama dress you well. Mind you, we wearing uniforms, boo boo and pee pee, brown and yellow. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, what are we looking at? Shoes, hair. You know, who's keeping themselves well kept, and then of course the occasional like dress down day where you really get to flex because you really had to have like 6 good outfits, you know. So it was just like a lot of, I guess you could say, rivalry because of that. But I was doing my thing, so I was one of those people, you know. Everybody knew me. So,
did you have a nickname then, or?
girl. My name is spelled like Janet, my government name, and so trying to force everybody to say Janae all the time was a little rough. But I already had told myself, I told my grandmother who named me, I was like, when I go to college, I'm changing my name. I'm gonna force people to say Ja, and instead of everybody calling me Nene, everybody gonna be calling me Ja, you know, instead of Nene. So it was Nene in high school for sure. I was big Nene because we had a little Nene. We had a big Janae and little Janae. So we would always just say like that's little and that's big, basically.
Like your cousin or something?
She was just my friend.
Oh.
We became best friends over the years because we had the same name. It was kind of weird, but yeah, she was just a friend.
It'd be like that though.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be like that. So what was fun growing up? Like tell us about that. How many siblings do you have?
So I got 2 half siblings and 1 whole sibling.
Okay.
Yeah, a half brother and sister and a whole brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't really grow up with my other siblings because by my dad passing, I'm the eldest. So I pretty much, I passed everybody for the most part, you know. So my youngest is probably 7 years younger than me, which is a crazy gap.
Yes.
And then the boys, they were born in the same year. They only a 4 year difference. So it was cool. I didn't really have a lot of rivalry because I've been on on that boss shit like all my life. Like I literally started working at 14.
Yeah.
So it didn't really have time to be playing with them or
It
none of
wasn't
that.
on you, it was in you for sure.
You hear me? For real. I was ready to. I was ready to drive, have my own car. I was just one of those people. So I definitely, when my dad passed, I stepped up to the plate to help my mom, kind of pull that weight a little bit because that whole side of the family just didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Right.
They didn't step up when my dad passed and be like, you need help or with the kids or nothing. It was just like she had to fend for herself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Pretty much figure it out,
yeah.
which thank God you did, and it always helps us get better and be the woman you are. Cause look at you,
Exactly.
boss
Exactly.
ass. So would you say your family was more strict or laid back?
So it's two sides to my family. So on my grandfather's side, which is more of the uppity, the Caucasians, the Indians, they fur coats, Cartier glasses, more materialistic. They're super strict, like super. And then you got my mom's side where everything is kind of loose. It's not that much structure. They just free spirited. They love you for who you are. That type of energy. We might argue, but we gonna come back to it. We family type deal.
Right.
So
Right.
two different sides. And then with my dad, it's like a mixture of both. It's like that love hate relationship because of what it is, but also them not stepping up to the plate and me making a decision as an adult. Like I'm not fucking with y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all had my whole childhood from 10 to 8 years, 10 to 18 to make a relationship with me, and you didn't do it. So I'm good. I'm at peace with myself. I confronted them, and it's okay.
Did they take that well, or?
In Detroit, we real out there. So being a realist is hard to be real sometimes because when somebody tell you something that don't sit well with you, you do have to swallow it, and it's not a debate. I'm not asking you for validation. I don't need nothing. I'm just speaking my mind. I'm letting you know how I feel. You don't even have to accept how I feel. It's just the point I needed to get it off from me.
Get it off, yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't
that type of closure.
Yeah, and there was no back and forth with nobody. It was just like, well, that's how you feel, and it was what it was.
It was what it was. Did anybody apologize?
I had,
Okay,
just
that's
recently,
good,
like
at least.
last year, I just had like a great auntie and like an auntie apologize. Yeah.
Hey, so at least somebody did it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what type of hobbies did you do when you were growing up? Like, what were you into?
I was in a band. I played the trombone. I was the pomerette. I was a pomerette, so I didn't do cheerleading. The cheerleaders was hating on me. I was new to the school. Remember, I told you it was K through 12. So I got there in the 8th grade. So everybody knew everybody. Everybody was 6th and 7th grade together. So I'm just coming in trying to be varsity.
Yeah.
And they just wasn't going for it. I was already flexible, already had rhythm, knew how to dance. And they wouldn't let me on that dang on cheerleading squad at all. Like I talked to everybody, like trying to figure out why I could do flips, I could do splits. And finally one of the girls just came up to me and she must have felt bad and she just told me the truth. She was like, they're not gonna let you on the cheerleading squad. And I was like, why? She was like, they don't like you. Oh. I was like, oh, thanks. At least I can stop trying because for somebody that's just coming to a new school, you trying to get into some stuff and you just genuinely can't get in it. That's rough. You don't definitely. Even know why you can't get in it, and you doing everything everybody else doing. So you doing some of the stuff better than some of these people doing it, and they're not accepting it. So I actually got a petition. Started. I went to the girl. You know who I am. I had a problem. I had a problem my whole life. I went to the principal's office. I sat down with him and I gave him a proposal. I said, hey, the cheerleaders are a squad that's been together since kindergarten apparently, and now they're like kind of ruling other people out. I said, can we have a dance team? I said, you have the cheerleaders dancing during halftime. I thought that was for pomerettes. I thought cheerleaders cheer on the sideline and pomerettes dance. Because back then, that's how it was. Yeah, the cheerleaders didn't go full-fledged in a full routine. I mean, some of them did, but not where we was. Like, they literally was on the sideline. So, not only did I get my own pomerette team, and all I had to do was find a chaperone, which ended up being, like, one of the ladies who worked at the front office. She's like, oh, yeah, girl, I'll do it. She was real sweet. But the cheerleaders weren't allowed to dance anymore. Yeah, they cheer. Yeah, they was just salty. Like, it didn't make no sense. So, I created the team, 9th grade, went on, 10th grade, 11th, 12th, kept going. I was the captain the whole 4 years. And when I graduated, they actually hired me to teach the Pomerette team and be the replacement for the person that I had chaperoning.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna give her a break. She's been doing it for 4 years. You do it now, and they give you a stipend. It wasn't a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like they stipend you like all of like $4,000 because it's a school district. They don't have a big, I guess budget for it or whatever. But I did it because I loved it, and I got pregnant that year. So after that, that was my last go around, and from there I moved and went to college and did all my thing over there. But yeah,
you just kept going.
I just kept going.
You just picked up the hat and just.
I just kept going, literally.
That's cool though. I mean, damn, I didn't even know that.
You so petty.
No, for real. Okay. So that team, I mean, did you have auditions?
I did.
Oh,
man.
It
was crazy. It was crazy. You know what's so funny? Like being gay wasn't cool back then, right?
Wait. No, I'm just playing.
No, but like we had like some boys that was like, into the life that young in the 8th grade, and it was just funny because we had to put together all these different like non-offensive routines because we're at like literal basketball games, and when halftime came, we're breaking into these routines. I don't know what I had going on then because I was young, 14, 15, but I mean, seriously, we probably shouldn't have been doing that, Like we probably just shouldn't have been doing that. Like Usher, when they bent over to the front touch, they told us, why we doing that?
At the basketball game.
But now you can watch everything and the kids is twerking, but back then it was just like, oh my God, they're twerking. So I eventually took us to like championships and competitions trying to do stuff like that. And they was like, our routines were just too vulgar. I was just doing the stuff I seen on TV. I don't know what the problem was or what the big deal was.
I mean,
but yeah.
Okay, but that's cool that you literally went. You didn't stop at no, and that's what's dope about it. Because you was like, okay, bitches,
make my own team.
I know they were so salty about that.
They was mad they couldn't dance no more for sure.
Yeah. I know they was like, damn, we should have just put her in there.
Literally.
Okay.
I started a whole racket for no reason.
Okay, so just a little bit about you and all that you do. Just tell them what all you do, and then I'll ask the questions.
Damn, all I do, everything. That's crazy.
Whatever you want to share.
Okay, well, I mean, seriously. I'm a closer at a timeshare relief company. I literally close anywhere from like $13,000 to $50,000 deals daily. I own my own fitness center where I teach pole yoga and twerk classes. I've been doing that for 17 years. I absolutely love it. That's my baby. And then I have a tax firm where I've been doing tax preparations for 6 years. So that's my little baby, So I've been doing that for a little while. Every now and again, I did one that one. I might throw my dance shoes on and go dance out of town if I'm getting booked or something like that. But it's not consistent no more. I don't have a home club. I don't dance anywhere local in Vegas. I might pop out at the trap every now and again, but it's nothing consistent. Yeah. And yeah, besides that, I got my vegan meal prep company, which I basically put it down because I was getting ready to get a food truck. Then I was getting ready to open a restaurant. And then I decided, like, I don't have the time for none of that. Like, me physically, if anything involves me having to really physically be there right now, I can't, So I decided to go towards putting my already cooked homemade meals in grocery stores. So that's my next big venture for my meal prep company, so I can just get it out there. And then aside from that, my circus, I want to open that back up. Like, come on. Absolutely. It's been a long time coming, almost 5 years since I even did it, but I wanted to really focus on the fitness center and get it up and running and make sure it was established, which it is, so I can finally let it breathe a little bit and go back into the performance part of it, because performance is just my love,
Yeah. That's what you're,
Yeah.
That's your thing too.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'll start with P.Y.T and how that got started. But I feel like it really stemmed from you being flexible. So are you like a contortionist? Like that's what you will be called? Or
I'm a contortionist, but I didn't just become a contortionist from school or from just dancing at school. I became a contortionist at the strip club on the stage, like literally.
Self-made.
Yeah, for real. Like I was always trained, but they didn't train us on contortion. They trained us on how to be flexible. in high school. So when I became, well, I'm gonna be honest. The first time I went to a strip club, I seen this little skinny little thing. I mean, tiny. Okay, I mean, I don't even understand. She made probably like $2,000 in 2 minutes. I was confused. Okay, I didn't understand why. For one, why they're throwing the money at her. Then two, why is she okay with this? Three, where I signed up. Because I didn't understand. So I realized like, oh, they dance and they enjoy the show. Okay, I love to dance, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll go home. I'm excited. So I'm like, yeah, I want to do this thing that I seen this girl doing. And she's like, what thing? I don't know. My brother took me to this place, and she's like, what's the name of it? And I told her, she's like, a titty bar? That's in Detroit. We say a titty bar. We don't even call it a strip club. It's a titty bar. Like they show. Like, no, that was a nude bar. That's in a titty bar. I've seen everything. And she was just like, oh, no. You be like, no, you're not doing that. And
I love that you was chopping it up. No, you gotta be
I got
like
to.
that.
You got to, because at the end of the day, it's like I don't have no father. I just got my mama, and this is she all I got. So if something happened or she knows something, she gotta tell me so I can know what's going on. That's all I got right now. So I'm, just listening to her tell me like, you gotta be careful in there, and she don't really know what goes on, but she heard stories, and it was just amusing to hear the stories, of course. But the strip club is not about really, what you got going on. It's about who you are as a person. Because if you're not a corrupt person, nobody can corrupt you, and that's just the bottom line. I done been around so much bull crap, and no is no, and can't nobody force you. And if they do force you, you need to get yourself out of the situation and don't return back. So I just, it was just one of those things, like it really happened on the stage.
So what did she do on the stage?
What did she do? What you mean?
To get the money. Like what
nothing.
Trick was it?
It was nothing crazy.
No.
She was just walking around dancing naked though.
Oh, okay.
Booty, butt, naked.
And she was just super skinny.
I think it was the naked that got it for them. It was as soon as her clothes came off, it was like, okay, money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. So when was the point that you were like, oh, okay, I'm really flexible? Like, when did you reach that point? Like, okay, I can really do this.
I was like going to work every day for almost 7 months straight. In Indianapolis, where I went to college, because basically I had to move away from Detroit if I wanted to be a dancer. First of all my uncles, cousins, brothers, like everybody was outside, so there was no point in me being outside with them. I'm walking, oh, my uncle, and I'm running to the back like, I didn't want to dance there. So I didn't really get my name in Detroit. Like I literally had to leave home because all of my uncles were too young at the time. When I had to wait till they got older. Like when I got in my late 20s and they finally was reaching into their 40s and they still was low key in the club, I had to wait till they got to that age to actually go home and be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go dance. So Indianapolis was pretty much where it's at. Like this guy was, the guy I worked for was an atheist. So he had a strip club that was open 24/7, did not close for no holidays. And that right there, when you single, is like you're never gonna not go to work. So just to know that I can make money every single day, like in the kind of money I'm making, $300 to $500 a night when I was a baby stripper, we don't see that kind of money. Who makes $3,000 in a week and you ain't doing nothing but just dancing and you absolutely love to dance, So just doing that, I one day like grabbed my foot and I like was just trying to do my regular split where I bring my leg here and my foot decided that it was going here. My arm popped out of place and then my leg went behind my head and I looked at it and I said, oh, I'm okay. Like, it's okay. I thought I broke something. I thought it was like, I was waiting for I was waiting on something to like dramatically hurt, but I was like, oh my God, like my body's just loosening up. So then I started
Wait a minute. You mean it popped out of place and you looked at it?
I was live at the club working, like actively, like people making it rain on me, and then my arm and my leg just decides like on some like crazy, scary movie type shit. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. One guy like this, he like, what the? I'm like, right. But that was my first time experiencing it. So then I started doing a little research on contortion and looking into as a whole, and it just went left. It did. It went bad. I try to just bring the circus to the strip club. I mean, why not? Like,
Wow. I mean, shit. That's, trust me, it's a masterpiece. Okay? It's not easy for sure.
It's definitely not.
How long would you say it took you?
A year.
A-
I went to work every day though.
Every day, though.
It's
Okay.
different when you perfect something. You say you do it twice a week. That twice a week. You have to build up to a certain amount of times and hours that you put it in. Like anything, you want to speak Spanish. You can't speak Spanish once a day and think you're gonna be fluent in the next 2 months. You got to go hard for hours at a time and actually get the craft. So, I mean, a full year of dancing for 8 hours a day, doing a minimum of 5 stage sets. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
You're definitely prone to fucking be a pro by the end of the year.
Mhm.
How do you avoid injuries? Like, how do you stay safe?
I stretch. Yeah. At first, I didn't care because I was younger and my body just did what it wanted to do. When you're younger, it don't. So a lot of stuff just don't matter. But I stayed away from the pole when I first started dancing. In Detroit, we danced so much like hip rolling and twerking was like second nature to me. So that was easy. Dropping to the splits, I'm flexible, so that was easy. But I didn't know the pole. So I didn't even know what that thing was. I just was walking around in a circle just trying to figure it out. There was no YouTube videos to show you how to do it and all this other crazy stuff. You just have to really figure it out. So I'm looking at certain girls, how they dance, trying to figure out if I should mimic them, but I don't really want to steal their styles. I don't really love how they dance. But it was just really a matter of me finding that show, like finding that routine, seeing what the wow factors was, seeing what people reacted to, knowing that, oh, the more tricks I do, the more money they'll give me. So it got to a point where like I would go home and I would practice these things because I wanted to like really like how did I stay safe? I actually stayed ready. Like my body was just ready to transfer into this
and
mode.
Whatever you was about to put.
It was ready. Yeah, because it was like we do this like at least 15 hours out of a 24-hour day. Yeah.
Okay, so by then it's just like cake real quick.
That's it. Yeah. Like anything, just boop.
So through that duration, you saw the difference, like in your money, like from
Oh, definitely. It was so dramatic. It was kind of weird almost because I used to keep a journal weekly where I would see like, oh, well, this Monday I made this, but this Monday I didn't. So I would know like what days I wanted to take off because I would see the inconsistency. And then it would go all over again because I was like, I mean, I only made 250, but I mean, that's 250, like you kind of reason with yourself, like it's still 250, but no, you take a day off, you're not making $1,000. But I would say the younger I was, the easier it was. I didn't really have to talk to men because it was more like, okay, she's young, she's cute, she's flexible, boom, give her the money. But then as I got older, it was more like the game started. The more the game came about from different customers and clients and stuff like that.
Right.
They want to, it's not just everything you say, I'm gonna believe you and laugh and go for it. It's like, no, I'm like, I really don't want to hear this shit. Like, do you want to dance? Because I gotta go. Like, for real. I'm trying to make a quota. I'm trying to I'm gonna be in my bed by 3. What you want from me? You're right. For real. I'll be right back.
Okay, this is kind of my last question, I think, about the contortion. But what position do you think you can do by doing any task? Like something simple like texting or...
There's a couple of them. I mean, my leg behind my head, one leg, both legs, and then maybe backwards, like looking in between my legs. Yeah, those are pretty subtle.
You can do that just by texting, chilling, and it's not. What goes through your mind when you're in those positions?
Did I eat?
Okay. What do you know the difference between good pain and bad pain?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's the most rewarding part about with you being so flexible, like far as your personal and like for your business? Because I'm sure you use that with P.Y.T.
The most rewarding thing is really being able to duplicate myself. I mean, it's not a lot of people that can duplicate what they do and actually give it to somebody else. I mean, I have instructors that are literally on tour right now with whole celebrities that have been in music videos, Snoop Dogg concerts. I mean, you name it. I have an instructor right now that's on tour with Spice. Like, it's just, when I was doing this for just me, there was no focus. Like I couldn't only do it for me, and then I would be on tour with Snoop Dogg. Then nobody else would ever learned it. Because if I was on, tour with Snoop Dogg, then Snoop would have passed me to somebody. That would have passed me to somebody. That would have passed me to somebody. And now everybody, know who I am. And then I would have started teaching. So it would have been a little long fetch. But that's just not what God wanted for me. He didn't want me to be hopping from stage to stage. He wanted me to be on my own stage. It wasn't about me making somebody else look good. I look good. So we're going to go with that. All I got to do is say the words and then still do the craft. So just to be able to share that and teach it and see it, I mean, it's amazing to know that if I want to see a show, I can really fly across the world because I done taught people in 28 states, 9 countries, and 5 islands and be like, what strip club you at tonight? And I want to see me on stage, not just somebody shaking ass on some basic shit, because the shit's basic for real. Yeah. It gets really basic out here. So to just know that I've duplicated myself to thousands of people, not just women, men too, and I can actually enjoy my show even after I do it. And other people can enjoy it too. People go in there like, man, where'd you learn that from?
Where'd you learn that from?
And they tell them, P.Y.T, you gotta check them out. Get the Instagram, man. And that's it's just rewarding for sure.
That is definitely rewarding.
Yeah.
And then just bringing up P.Y.T Fitness, tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what was the journey to start that? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about from how did you think to get a business out of the whole thing? I mean, you actually have people come into class, paying you to teach them. Aside your instructors, you actually have people like regular housewives that just want to know and want to be more flexible. That's not going to the club to make money from it.
That is true.
So that's dope.
Thank you. Well, it really just, okay, the truth. It started because this girl in Detroit.
Shout out to the D.
Man, for real, man. The dirty D, boy. This girl in Detroit, I had just really kind of gotten to dancing, and I wanted somebody to show me how to do some of these pole tricks. Because like I told you, I don't know how. I had never seen this thing before. It's a silver pole, just stick it in the, what do you do with that? So I'm just doing all my flexible stuff, and I got commended a lot for my flexible shit. Like a lot of people came to see me for that. Just the flexible stuff, nothing else. Not even twerking. I didn't even twerk. I wasn't a twerker. And this girl was actually horrible at twerking and horrible at flexing. But she was amazing at pole. She was like man strong, okay? She could flip upside down. She did all these crazy tricks. And it was like, okay, boom, let me go barter with this girl, Like, let me go see if I can show her how to stop being so stiff. And she can show me how to be strong. And we can, collide and do this. Well, I went to this girl because now I work at the club that I seen the other girl working at that made the $2,000. I went straight for it. I got hired. But I was like, hey, her name was Jules. I said, can I show you how to do some of this stuff and you show me how to do the pole? And she said, how about you just do what you do and I'll do what I do?
No, she didn't.
And I was so confused because I didn't understand back then that we're all going through something. We all got money to make. People got kids, and ain't nobody in here trying to teach no dancer how to dance. And you better get it out the mud a little bit. I understand now as a vet, but I'm still about my bag.
Right.
So I'm gonna always be like, of course, and it costs this much, and you can meet me here, and I'm gonna teach you, and I'm gonna get you right. But her mindset wasn't about getting the bag. And I'm going to tell the full story with this girl because it goes on. So with this girl, she basically kind of stayed on my heels after that, which was really weird. She actually ended up moving to Miami and changed her name to my name. Yes, she changed her name to Distraction. It was very weird. So now when I go to King of Diamonds in Miami, I'm pulling up with my box. And I'm rolling it in there. And they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Distraction. We already got a Distraction. That's not no common name like Ann or Marie. This is Distraction. I'm like, if you have a Distraction, she knows me. Because there's no way that somebody thought of that. I was legit called a Distraction to my face by one of my exes. This was some personal type deal. So she was like, well, I don't know, but you got to pick another name. So I'm thinking in my mind, what other name am I going to pick? And I'll be like, I don't even care. I just want to see who this girl is. So she was like, well, there she go right there. It was her. And I just couldn't believe it. She just literally walked to me and was like, you know, I always liked your name. And I was like, girl, you don't even like me. Like, I don't even understand how you talking about you always like my name. Like, you never told me you like my name. You didn't even want to teach me a damn poetry 3 years ago before I was this beast that I created now. Because by the time she seen me again,
You say you reeled in the box.
right, the box. I'm at the box point. So I'm way past where she could ever go.
Yeah.
Like I can climb and do every trick she can do plus more. She can't even do the tricks I can do at that point. I was doing contortion on the pole, and they had never seen that before at King of Diamonds. So I worked with her basically. She had to watch me make my bread, and she was favorite there, but I eventually became favorite there. So it was real, weird. She kept the name Distraction. She spelled it different for a little while. Eventually, she moved back to Detroit. I had my post studios and everything. She opened up a post studio. Yeah. I was so shocked because I'm like, you don't like people. You don't want to see people grow. You don't want to help people. And now all of a sudden you see a trend that's making money and you want to go make money for it. But you should have been doing that. You should have been extending, that type of service. Yeah, man. It ain't even got to be a hand, but that service out because you were good at something. You should have been hustling mentally to get your bag, not just trying to be like, some women in the strip club are so fucking lost. And they really be needing that guidance, even if it's just like from somebody that's like a big sister, just to have that talk with them real quick or tell them like, you don't worry about it. It comes, you might not be able to learn today. I really ain't got time to do it with you today, but I will make time sometime this week. You know what I mean? So it really just came about because a female really tried me. Like you really told me like, no, you do what you do, like I couldn't find out from nobody else. Like, yeah, and I'm not mad at her, but just at the end of the whole circle, like 5 years later, you took my name, you tried to open up a pole studio, you suck. You became a bartender at the club that I was working at, and now you're doing headstands on the table as a bartender because I'm in the club stripping in the headstand on the main stage. If you want to be a dancer again, just be a dancer. But it's the point that I got in her head. You supposed to be back there serving drinks, and you're like, oh, I can do everything she can do now. And then in her mind, she's like, oh, I got to compete with her. I'm like, it's just so sad. And she was like a smooth, like 5 to 7 years older than me. Yeah.
Sometimes it be the old bitches. I ain't
They do.
Gonna lie.
They be mad.
They be mad. You know what? I'm not, and I'm just being honest about it, right? Okay, so be in that situation when you see the younger or seen the younger strippers and you're just like, damn, I remember like being that. I know they be jealous, like some people.
But my insight when I see the younger dancers is, hey, how you doing? My name is Distraction. I got a pole studio, and I give them a card. I beat a bitch up because she threw my card on the floor before. Just one and done. One and done. I learned my lesson. I never did again. But it's the point, like, some bitches don't want help.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't. But they want to.
She threw it in your face. So
she ripped it up and threw it on the floor. And so we're going to that. So I was living in North Carolina. I opened up my first pole studio. I was 24 years old. And I was proud of my little pole studio. I got it out the mud, paid for it cash, bought all my stuff. So they gave me a night at the strip club. It was Distraction Sundays. So Distraction Sundays until Distraction. But I didn't come in until 1 o'clock. We closed at 2. I don't go to the club early. I got a problem. So why wouldn't y'all just go make y'all money? And when I come here to get my money, just go sit down, because you had from 9 to 1 to make here at 9 o'clock and you made no money. But I came here at 1 o'clock. So when I come here, give me my respect. I'm going to get on stage. I'm going to do my performance because that's what I'm paid for. And then the night is over. Well, this night, she was on stage when I came in. And the stage was so big that when the next girl come on stage, you just move down. And the next girl moves down. And the next girl moved down. So she was upset that she never seen me, don't know who I am, don't know it's Distraction Sundays, and she has to be on stage with me. And I'm cutting up. And she's basic. Okay. So since she basic, she mad at me. Period. She's shitty that they even let me get on stage with her. What she failed to realize is I could have cleared the whole stage off, made everybody get down, and I could have performed by myself. But since I was running late that night, I was like, no, just throw me up a regular rotation and I'll do the middle stage and I'll perform for 4 songs and then I'll be done. So that's what they did. So the manager at the time was from Highland Park, Michigan. So that's a little small area in Detroit that's not that far off. Like basically you from Detroit. And he wasn't nowhere to be found. We go into the dressing room and I go up there and I didn't know at the time she had any ill intent towards me. And what she said to me was, "What's all that shit you was doing on stage?" Just like that.
No, she didn't.
And I was so confused. And this particular day, I had wore a pea-coat, jogging pants, and Timberlands. Like, why would you talk to me crazy when I'm up here looking like this? Do I look like I give a fuck?
Yeah.
No, like I just want to stump you out. Like I have problems. I have my locks, everything, just looking like a straight thug. Okay. And I was like, this girl's crazy. And I was getting dressed to leave. I did my set and I was getting dressed to leave. And she was in her full dance outfit with heels on and a 2-piece and everything.
She was drunk?
He was drunk. I didn't care. Because I didn't drink, so I didn't care. I don't have no patience for a drunk bitch because I don't drink, so I don't have to care.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy. So, yeah, she was like, what was all that flexible shit you was doing on stage or all that shit you was doing on stage? I was like, it's called contortion. I own a pole studio here. Like, I just try to flip the energy, you know, because maybe she's interested, you know, maybe she want to come take a class. And I'm like, yeah, you should check me out. I'm on Bragg Boulevard. Gave her the card. She looked at it. She ripped it and she threw it on the floor. Now, I had just purchased like 1,000 cards, about 300 cards out my bag, and I threw them at her. Like I just threw them like it was money. I said, since you got time, rip all them up because there's more where they came from. And then I was proceeding to leave. So then she got to calling me names, but in kind of like slow motion. It was like, bitch, hoe. I don't know how to take this because it's giving sexy because you still have on 2-piece and 6-inch heels like you want to break your neck if I just push you down. But are you trying to fight me? Like I was so confused. And this would have been my first fight ever in life. I had never fought at this point. I never fought in high school. I was not one of those kids, like at all. Man, I watched that footage. I mean, I literally didn't know what to do, so I think I did everything. You know, I kind of like boxed her. I slapped her a couple of times. I Hulk Hogan'd her. I wrestled her. I did all kind of stuff. Like I dragged her. I just knew not to stop. Like everything that came in my head, just keep doing it, you know? And I'm just like, I can't lose my first fight. That's all my focus was, not losing, not falling. But clearly I'm fighting somebody in heels. So she's done. I must have blacked out at some point. The manager comes upstairs and he like, let her go, distraction. Let her go. And in my mind, I'm like, I got her? Because I was getting bit. She was biting my calf, like gnawing on it. But I was so heated and gone that
you didn't even...
No. I'm like when I see my leg, I'm like, she almost had a chunk out of me, man. Like, I was just out of here. But, yeah, that was just ridiculous.
I just don't like how they just be trying to refer to the biting. Like, you know.
Why are you biting me?
But this is why, ladies, don't try it. I am licensed to carry.
No, for real. For real.
Don't do that anymore. Pop your ass.
No, for real. This is not that. This not
ain't
that.
Okay, so you start your business. Okay, so what is the most craziest thing you've had to experience while doing your business, P.Y.T. Fitness? Like even with a student or an instructor. Or an instructor.
Crazy?
Well, like, you don't have to be crazy, like, in a bad way. You can just be like, this happened.
At the studio, I mean, it's a controlled space. And it's a safe space. So crazy things don't naturally happen there.
Like, has anyone ever fallen?
Fallen? No.
Okay, that's good.
I was going to put that little sign up that says like 0 days since the last, but I was like, I'm going to jinx myself and then somebody's going to fall off the pole.
That's good. You're safe.
People slide down fast though. I have a couple people that slid down from the top real fast to the point where they didn't hit their butt on the ground hella hard. But they didn't fall off the pole.
Yeah.
You know, but oh yeah, we did have some slides. Like your thighs wet, you don't know no better, and you jumping on there trying to do the mermaid. You just, you know.
Do they be just ready to hop on it? Like
they be too ready. Girl, they don't even sign a waiver before they jump on the pole. I'm like, excuse me, come back, baby, come sign this, because you don't even, you got your feet on my pole. You ain't supposed to climb like no monkey like that. Yeah, so they don't be knowing.
Yeah, they just be seeing what they see on TV.
Exactly, thinking they know.
What they see on TV.
Yeah, think what they think they see anyway.
Yeah, right.
Come
on down. No. What's the most requested class that you have?
Basic baddies, and then I'm new to this pole. Everybody just want to start from scratch. Like, that's just the bottom line. They want to know everything, like, from the basics. So
is it just one class they'll take, or you have to take like 3 sessions or a few sessions
for like the full results? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it's like everybody's different. You know, somebody, let's say for instance, I get a girl that's like, oh, I go to the gym like 3 times a week, like you. So you get somebody that's gym inclined, but she's never did the pole in her life. Well, that girl's strong as hell. You know, she's gonna come in there and I'm gonna show her something, and she's gonna be like, bloop, 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 whatever I tell her to do, because she has that muscle. Then you got some people that they don't go to the gym. They just sitting at home taking care of the babies all day, and they trying to get their sexy back. And it may not be as easy for that person, but I'll still make sure I offer something that they can do, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Something that works within their.
So everybody's different. It just literally varies on your work ethic, how you are, like if you even stretch a little bit, like, because if you're in pain, it's not gonna work for you. But I make sure like every class something is bulletproof. Like when you leave here, you're gonna feel like you accomplished something.
Yeah, that's good. So I know we did talk about the most rewarding with P.Y.T fitness, but just in general with all the great things that you do. But what have been like some challenging moments with the business? I mean, I'm sure you face some. If you, whichever you don't mind sharing.
Yeah, well, the 2 biggest things, the first thing is humans, period. Like, people are flaky, they're fake, they're weird. You know, some people really sit next to you to see what you're doing and they want to go duplicate it. The craziest.
I know exactly what. I just had to look at my fake camera on my imaginary camera, because that's for real. No. Then I gotta look at the live, because yes, people watch what the fuck you do just so they can go do it.
That's real talk. And that's just the bottom line, you know. And I've had so many people sit this close to me and like write notes and do everything, and then I blink and oh, they got a pole studio. I blink and oh, they're a yoga instructor. But they don't have the drive or the passion or the hustle. You feel me? You cannot duplicate something that you don't have a passion for. And just to try to see them duplicate it and fail within less than a year, that's fucking rewarding. You know, because it's like, oh, you copied me, cute. Now what? You know, because you only can learn so much being next to me. If you bite the hand that feeds you, you can never learn more than what they showed you. And I ain't show you everything, baby. You just stood there and watched and half-ass received. You know, so that for sure was a challenge. I mean, I've had, for real, man, because I have more partners in a little bit. The second biggest challenge in my business thus far over the past 17 years has really just been COVID, man. I had 19 locations, like 20, like literally worldwide, for my fitness center, and I had shook so many hands to get there. It took a while to get there. You know, well over 7-8 years to get there. I had a business coach who was showing me what's going on, doing all of this different stuff, but COVID just swiped it out. And COVID gave me a chance to like really think, like, what is it that I want to do? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that I want to do? Where is it that I want to go? Do I want to deal with this? Because it's just so much going on, and it took a lot to. I want to start over, you know. So I kind of looked at it like a blessing a little bit, because I was working so much. I was never at home. I was traveling. I would do workshops, like 2 workshops a month would take me out of my house for a minimum of 2 weeks. So I was at home for all of like 9 days, and just having a baby and a spouse and trying to, you know, I guess balance that plus parents and, you know, your siblings, everybody, friends, just, and plus work. I mean, it was hard, you know, it was really hard. I really lost a lot of relationships because, and just friendships in general, because I just couldn't keep up. Because I'm trying to stay focused on the mission. Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely jumped back. COVID taught me that you can make money online, and that was a new revenue for me. So to shut it completely down physically, it showed me how to get another bag, and then I just added that online residual to what I already had once we opened back up, and in turn, I made more money. Right. So it was definitely a downfall, but it helped me to look further ahead.
And yeah. Shit, open up different revenues, because now a lot of people still,
they still don't want to do nothing.
They still don't want to do nothing. They'll send a deposit because they might,
That's real.
They might come.
For real, and they might.
Okay, so you're doing music, pop it, y'all.
Period.
Okay, yeah, so let's talk about that for sure. You got your single coming out, Money Calling.
Yeah.
But yeah, when did you start doing music?
So I've been writing music since I was 12. No cap. All that poetry, rapping. Me and my little brother used to always just sit down and write music. I was really one of the people that would prefer to perform and dance versus sing and rap. My mom wanted me to sing. So since she tried to force me to sing and would let me rap, I just stopped because she was trying to force something. And I'm like, well, I'll dance, but I'm not singing, like that's too much. Like you're doing too much. Like My Little Teapot, like she was on some mic, Yeah. So I'm not doing that.
Put your arm like
that. Yeah, put your hair here and do that. And I'm like, ma'am, like I don't even want to do this. You're forcing it for real. So I was in choir like every year, like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then finally 9th grade, I told her like I'm done. Like I'm not doing it no more. I'm gonna just stick to my dancing and that's it. So I slowed down on writing until I got to college. When I got to college, I literally went back into writing, trying to find studios. I was so out of reach. Everything wasn't like right there for you, then like it is now. So I think I was working at Home Depot. I just moved to Indianapolis. I was in college. It was my first year of college. And this guy told me he had a studio in his basement. And I was so excited. I'm just like, oh my God, like I got to drop this song. It's been in my head for like 5 years. Like 5 years? You should never wait that long to get a song. I'm like, well, I know it by heart. So it's okay. Like, so if I ever, lose a paper, which I did, I was like, I know it by heart. And he was like, all right, let's do it. So I went and recorded my first song with him and I just loved it. I was just like, man, this is such a release. I get to talk shit and I get to, get it out, like just get it out, period. So I kept doing it. After I graduated from college, I lost touch with him, of course. And once I moved in a more conservative state, North Carolina, it wasn't really none of that. It was more military, no real street stuff going on out there. So I didn't even know who to ask. Even in the strip club, I didn't even know who to ask. So I was just like, who do I talk to about this? Like local artist type deal. So just being out of reach, I guess, and not really knowing what direction to turn, it deterred me because I'm a businesswoman. I've been a businesswoman, and this is what I do. So if I don't understand something, I don't got the proper tools to do it, I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm not that type of person that just be like, I'm going out here blind, y'all. Wish me luck. Yeah. Like, nah, I don't really do that. Like most of the stuff I do, right, for real. Most of the stuff I do is real strategic, though. I do it on purpose. It's not for play. So
on purpose and with a purpose.
Exactly.
I love to say that.
Exactly, for real. And just kind of fast forward into COVID, I got to sit down. I got to sit down in my head and get this stuff out of here. It was like, you can't go outside. You can't travel. You can't go out and go on a date. You couldn't do nothing. You could just be in your space. My spouse at the time was working 8 hours a day. So if I'm not teaching classes, this person is in here for 8 hours working. What am I doing? So I started writing. I actually made a COVID song, like, called Spray That Lysol, like legit. And
do you remember it?
Yeah.
You want to share a lyric? Spray that Lysol.
You're so petty, dog. Listen. My grandma asked me to not cuss on that song because she liked it so much and she wanted to sing it. There's no cussing in the song. The chorus was like, it's 2020. Hey, where that light saw, don't touch me, ho. I'm breaking my fall. Move over. I'm scared of all of y'all. Rubber gloves, mask on, spray that like disinfect. All these haters, viruses everywhere, regulators, lockdown worldwide. Just a reason to keep all of us inside. Quarantine, damn, I'm high. P.Y.T, pole yoga, twerk online. Can't stop shit. Boss up quick. Sanitize, realize, recognize. Spray that light sauce. Spray that fucking light sauce. Spray that light. Spray that motherfucking light sauce. Spray that light sauce. Spray that fucking light sauce. You better.
Spray
Yeah.
that light sauce. You know, I love spraying myself.
No, for real, everybody love Lysol. That shit went up in the stock market right after COVID. And you know the little memes, and they had the little Lysol owners. They had all like gold all around their necks. I'm a Lysol owners right now. Like they was legit making that bread.
Making that money.
Mm-hmm.
For real. That is so funny. Okay, so who were your influences, if you have any, or artists you would say you learned from?
Wayne for sure. Like Wayne is like the metaphor king. Like this man will metaphor the whole damn song if he got to. Like I really, really fucks with Wayne heavy. Like old Wayne though, like Carter, all the Carters. Cash Money Millionaires, and then going into like his Carter series. Like that's really when I was like on him real tough. Besides Wayne, I mean T-Pain for sure. Like on a more, because T-Pain is really a lyrical genius. Like he does both. Like he doesn't just sing. He doesn't, he does both. He does singing and rap. And then of course everybody hate Drake right now, but Drake hands down. Like this man got so many albums that I just, it's the message in it all. It's the delivery of what they're, all three of those artists are speaking about. Like I really enjoy just their flow. And I'm a wordy person, so if you can actually talk about something, I'm with it. So yeah, those are like my top three. But on like a more soulful scale, Jill Scott. My goodness, like just in general, that poetry, more that lovey dovey, more that story, like it's Jill for me for sure.
Jill Scott is definitely smooth. What song when she's walking out? Okay, grab my. I can't say the whole thing right now because I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. But anyways, yes, when she's walking and she's like getting, not getting late. That's Floetry.
Long walk?
Long walk. Yeah. Damn. Yes, long walk. I like me some Jill Scott. Have you seen her in concert?
I have.
Lucky. Okay. See, that's
it's a long time ago.
No, but that's when it was. That's when you was supposed.
They gotta pull her back out. They gotta pull her back out and pay her to come outside.
She ain't coming.
I know. No. She looked like she ain't coming out.
She's not. So wait, do you remember the first song you ever recorded?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, what was it called?
Drop. It was a hip rolling song. So a dance song, I guess. So like your modern lean with it, rock with it.
You was trying to be Sierra. Not trying to be, but you was
I actually made that song before Sierra was popping.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Like on some real stuff. We hip roll in Detroit, like Aaliyah. So that hip rolling thing is like a vibe out there. Like we really go hard with that. So I made a song for the hips.
There, man. The food.
You do?
I hear about the food all the time.
Exactly.
But my grandma's from there. You know? Detroit is definitely a vibe. And I seen the Dirty D.
It's Detroit. Not Detroit.
My bad, damn.
I'm just trying to help you out.
Oh yeah, Detroit. Damn, I sound like white when I say it that way. Yeah. Detroit.
Right.
Yeah, so damn, I gotta get it right before they definitely like, where are you from?
Right, you're not from here.
Damn, I was about to make up something. Okay, Money Calling. What was the inspiration behind that? I want to talk more about Detroit, that's why. But anyways.
Okay. It's okay. I mean, really just, I have 4 phones. Like, this shit is literal. This shit is personal. And I'm sure everybody can relate to that, like real life. Like, who phone is not ringing for money regardless of what it is? I mean, if it's not understand, slow motion better than no motion. But shout out to JR. But at the end of the day, it's just like when I wake up, like this is what's going on with me. It's never a moment when I'm not making money. You know, from the time I open my eyes to the time I'm asleep, and in my sleep I'm making money. You know,
Yeah, and
yes,
that's what it's about.
it is. You know,
Yes.
that's the point. You know, that's the whole point of this. So I just wanted to display that. You know, regardless if you a 9 to 5 worker, a hustler, a business entrepreneur, if you just out here trapping at the club, you know, you get into the bag. You literally, money is calling you. Like it's and you're getting to it, and that's what it's about. It's about you staying focused on you and not taking no for answer. I'm out here trying to make sure that generational wealth is in my
Is
family. You know, so that's what money
pushing
calling
it
is
for
about.
sure. Yes, and being consistent.
Most
sure.
definitely.
And I feel like everything you've done, like you said, you've had the passion behind it, so that also helps with the
Oh, most
consistency.
definitely.
For
It
sure.
helps to push.
Um, what's been your biggest challenge with trying to make your way and pave through this artistry? I mean, especially being a woman and it's so saturated, I feel like sometimes.
It is. I really just started trying to do like open mics and just kind of trying to get out there. I mean, I'm a business person, so I pretty much know I gotta just pay somebody to do with that what I need them to do. But obviously, being a
Money
local,
calling.
for real, I mean, that's real shit. So I mean, when you come out, if you don't have the money to fund your mission, because they don't do like artist development and stuff no more like that when you get signed, unless they really want you. So it's like you got to do your own artist development. You got to get yourself out there. You got to create this person that people love and all this other stuff. But with me, I've been performing years. You know, people know me. They know what I do. They know what I got going on. But what they don't know is that I rap. You know, so just kind of transitioning from staying on the stage, but transitioning to a different stage is just kind of where I'm at right now. And yeah, people want to have sex with you. They want to do this. They want to do that. And that's where my downfall is because I more so get discouraged and then be like, all right, I'm going to put this down for a minute so I figure something else out. Because the one connect I have is trying to have sex with me right now. So fuck that. And then we're going to run it back, you know? So that's another thing that kept me stagnant is because every time I try to shake somebody's hand or get into a certain room, it's like, yeah, but what's up? You know, and it's like nothing's up. Like, group of people that's definitely willing to work and willing to do that with me and willing to make sure that it's supposed to be what it is and not just oh well, we want to do this and if you do this we'll do that like nah you know so the biggest challenge is being a woman. You know, the biggest challenge is trying to get in the door without sucking dick. You know, that's the biggest challenge right now is just somebody giving me a flat fucking rate and telling me like what it's gonna cost to make this move and make this shake and make this go.
Right, you talking to a boss bitch. So
Period.
like, you know,
Yeah.
what's the money? What is it? What's the price? What's
Right.
the price?
Right.
I feel that because you know, people think, oh, what you can't pay. Like, yeah,
Right.
you can't afford pussy.
Exactly.
So,
What do you want?
what do you want?
Exactly. For real.
Um, what else are you working on? Working on like an album? Are you just gonna work on some singles like for summer or?
I mean, I literally probably have like 3 albums already. I just
Period.
have not
Put it
did
out there.
put it out there because like copywriting and you know somebody hear my song they like it now they want to buy it they want to make it big for themselves you know and it's just everybody's like well Neo was a songwriter you know it's okay you know you know my music is personal it's my testimony and I don't want nobody else rapping my shit
Right.
so they're not gonna say it the way it needs to be said and some of my music I take it back like another person I didn't mention like one of my favorite artists is like Dougie Fresh. Like that storytelling shit, that shit is life.
Yeah.
Like that's why people used to listen to music so they could hear the stories. Like storytelling is like one of those things that I enjoy, you know, because some things is law. You know, I redid the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and it's called One Thing About Life God Don't Play About Me. And it literally just takes you from when I was a kid in Detroit, from my dad getting killed in Detroit all the way to how the fuck I ended up on the West Coast and brought my family with me and it's just in 3 minutes. You know, and people don't get to hear that kind of music no more. You know, we just shaking ass in the club and shooting people and killing, and it's just all the same shit. It's the same talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't trying to downplay nobody, but I can't relate to half these people's music. I'm not out here sucking dick. I don't sell pussy, never have. And I can say it live because I never have, you know. And it's just like when your life don't match up with what you listening to, everybody can't relate, you know. The beat's good. We like the beat. We love the beat. You feel me? But you're not talking about shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not motivating nothing. You know, you just running that mouth on a good beat. You know, that's what music is about nowadays. So, I mean, I'm definitely working on my album that I want to drop first. I'm not going to just drop 3 albums in a year because obviously the focus is to get everybody riled up about my singles and let them get to know who I am and then release my music.
Right.
But I will say my first album is going to be called Last Time I Was Caught Sleeping. And on the front of the cover album is me when I was like 3 and I was knocked the hell out. And like a Nike jogger to want to go them. So yeah, that's for sure coming for sure.
Well, that's exciting. And then I see that you have a video coming out for Money Calling. That's exciting. When is that going to drop?
Yep, we're actually going to drop that first day of summer.
First day of summer. Okay, so you with the summer vibes for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's definitely going to be a banger for the summer.
It's definitely.
Summertime, you know. I can see it now. Phones is calling.
For
Phones
real.
is going off. Okay, so I'm gonna ask like some kind of like personality questions just to pick your brain a little bit. If you could hop on any classic and remix it, what classic would that be? Like a song?
I got so many. So one of the ones I'm gonna drop is Fuck It. It's called Fuck It. It's on that. I got 5 on the beat. We just need another weed smoking anthem. There is none that you can shake ass to. So I just feel like me coming with that. I got 5 on a remix and actually talking about weed smoking, being a woman that can actually blow big blunts, because you know I blow big blunts, and a lot of people ain't blowing big blunts, so they smoking straight paper.
Man, I be looking at it sometimes like that's too small.
For real. No, for real, man. You just gotta be like, hey, it is what it is. But
I'll be flexing for real when I roll and they be, because you know I like smoking. You guys smoke your own blunt. Like, I like to roll my own blunt, and you. So when I smoke, they be like, that's a fat ass blunt. Like I can make 2 blunts out of that, and I'm just thinking like I've tried to roll a smaller blunt and I just can't.
No, you just smoking paper. You know, it makes
like,
sense.
I just can't. I get a headache.
For real.
Yeah.
So that one for sure. And another one I did was more slower. Is I did that Johnny Gill My. And I also did Sade Smooth Operator. So I got a couple of them.
On some lover type shit.
I don't know if that's what I'm really talking about. But
with Smooth Operator?
Smooth Operator is about being courted as a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you
changing the vibes for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because you know, it's a lot of people that think they're a smooth operator, but what are we operating? You know, I'm really the mastermind behind this. You know, so
how do you stay grounded, like with your personal life, like with all that you do? What do you do for you?
Prayer, meditation, food, cook. I love to cook. Cooking is literally a release. When I go in the kitchen, my brain is blank. I have to think about these measurements and how long it has to be in the oven and the timer. And, you know, my brain doesn't calculate like, oh my God, I got so much stuff to do. So just cooking in general is a real life release. And like I said, church, talking to God. God speaks to me. He shows me things and signs. So I just really keep my spirituality with God.
Locked in and connected.
For sure.
As you should, because God is good.
All the time.
You know, he might not hear you speak, but he hears your heart. You know? He hears your heart. I'll come back to that. What movie would you be in if you can be in any movie, and why? I wanted to ask about your diet because you said your measurements. I wanted to ask like how important your diet is. But...
what movie? Just any movie?
Any movie. If you can be in a movie and play that role, what movie would it be and why?
It's a movie called Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle?
This shit's wild.
Is that on Tubi?
It should have been. The way they don't speak English on that motherfucker. The whole damn movie is Chinese fucking captions. But this movie's crazy, okay? Like the stunts in this movie are pure yoga. Like, some of them are crazy.
Why do you want to be?
Because I want to do that stuff. It's so cool. They was flying across the damn room. I mean, it was crazy. This lady screamed, and like her whole voice like would make your ears bleed. You gotta watch this.
I like watching movies with the subtitles, like different, because they be good.
It's good though.
It's good, and I feel intellectual because I'm reading while I'm watching, so I'm feeling smart and shit.
Shit, I gotta read the English ones half the time. Yeah, for real.
Oh, you put the subtitles on?
Yes, absolutely, because they don't even be talking right.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the subtitles don't be right either though. They don't be matching what they're saying. I'm like, what's happening? How did we get here?
That is true. That is definitely true. What's more important to you, being understood or being felt?
Being understood. I don't give a fuck if you feel me or not. Feel this. Do you hear me? To comprehend what I'm saying to you. Yeah, I want to be understood. Absolutely. Like, that misunderstanding crap can just go so far in a conversation. Yeah, man. I don't want that. Yeah.
I feel like sometimes people, it can, not everyone, but yeah, when you don't understand somebody or at least where they're coming from, or you can definitely, like you say, go left.
Okay.
You don't get it. You don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In one word, describe your season in life right now.
Bossed up, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just bossed up right now. I'm chilling, for real.
I really love it, for real. I love it for you, for real, because I've seen it.
I'm chilling.
For myself.
I'm chilling.
What does your day off look like?
Ooh, I'm not here. When I'm off, I'm not in Vegas. I'm just not here. Every time I'm off, I just leave the state or the country, and I really take off. Because when I'm home, it's not just about this day job and these 2 companies I'm running, plus distraction, a rapper. I'm a mom. I'm a daughter. I do home health care for my grandma. She had a double heart surgery. So when I am here, I am needed. So even if I took off every job, I'm still needed. I still have other shoes to go put my feet in and still walk through. So when I leave here, I relax. I work hard, so I play hard. When I go, I go. And I'm cutting all 4 phones off.
So what's your, tell us like shit. No.
What are you saying?
Tell me. I want to know what your vacation look like.
Well,
you say you played,
for my last big vacation, I just came back from Costa Rica. I was out there for 5 days. I'll drive everywhere I go. So I rented a car. They was driving on the left-hand side. I don't care. I lived on the island before, so that don't bother me. Party buses, club hopping, fancy restaurants, the good food, not just the stuff that look good but don't taste good. I make sure I read every review when I go out of the country because I don't want to eat nothing bad. I want to enjoy myself. But museums, beaches, I literally just live. I take that time. I do not just go out the country and go to sleep. I literally go out the country and do shit. Yeah, I rest up that first night, smoke my weed, but after that, it's up. It's up because I ain't gonna have no time to do nothing like this in the city. I just wouldn't have the time.
And it feels good because shit, Costa Rica, that ain't around the corner.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
It is not around the corner. When's a moment you were truly happy for yourself?
Honestly, when I got my whole family to Vegas, I was just like, whew, it was a lot of work. We damn near 2,500 miles away from Detroit, and it was like, if people need you, like, hey, can you send me this, or can you do that, or can you come here and do this? And it's like, no, I wish y'all was here, so I could just be like, here. You know what I mean? Because if you far away, I can make my way there to come help you, but I could never really do nothing but just give you money. And sometimes just handing people money over and over again, you sucking yourself dry. So it was one by one. It was just me and my son. Then I brought my mom. Then I brought my brother. Then I brought my grandma. Then I brought my uncle. Then I brought my cousin. I just kept going.
Yeah.
I just kept going because it was like, they all from Detroit. And I feel like a lot of people in the Midwest is just scared to just get up and leave because we stay fixated on our families being in the city, but your family can visit you. You can visit your family. Your family shouldn't hold you back or make you feel like you have to be stuck in one place. You know what I mean? So just traveling, I love it. You know, I love traveling. So just getting everybody out the city for me.
Shit, that's definitely dope, and I'm sure a lot of people want to do that. Bring their whole family. That's inspiring as fuck. Like, bring them all down. Like, come down, come to the
For real.
West, because it is the best.
For real. Hey, for real.
Okay, that is dope. I mean, you're a boss for sure.
Period.
The tax preparations. Let's talk a little bit about that, because if you didn't file, it's about to be too late anyway. As of 12 minutes.
Gotta get an extension.
How was that? How is that? And how did you get started doing that?
So I had a homegirl who was dancing with me at Lacey's, and she was from Texas, and she was only out here for like a week or so, but we still connected in that time frame. And she wanted me to teach her pole classes, and at the time, I had just moved to Vegas, so I was teaching classes out of my house. And she came over. I gave her a couple private sessions, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting ready to start a couple things out in Texas. I'm gonna be in touch with you." I'm like, "Okay." Well, when she got to Texas, it wasn't really in touch with me. She just started doing her own thing. And then I finally got a building and started doing my own thing. But I already knew what I came to Vegas to do because I'm coming from a pole studio. So she started doing that for like 4 years. And then I started doing fitness for 4 years out here in Vegas. And she finally just called me one day and was like, "You need to do taxes." And I was like, I mean, I'm making 6 figures doing pole classes. And that's a flex because I went from dancing, teaching people how to dance, to making 6 figures, and I don't even got to step foot in the strip club. So I wasn't, and I love to dance, but once again, that's my body. When I went to college, my minor was accounting. I fell asleep in an accounting firm before, and I told myself, I don't want to do this. And that's what I told myself at 19. So I put it down because even though I'm a numbers girl, I love numbers. I just couldn't see myself working for somebody else. But nobody told me that I can go open up my own firm and I can listen to my own music and I can, be high when I'm doing this. I smoke my little weed and I can, nobody said that. They said that I got to go to this accounting firm. I can't listen to my music. It starts at 9, it ends at 5. It was so structured and it was boring as hell. And it was cold in that building. And, when you cold, you fall asleep, you get sleepy. So she invited me out to Texas. I went to like a little presentation and I just went for it. And ever since that day, I was like, okay, maybe it's time for me to step back into that minor because the money might be different. And I think my first year doing it, I just about hit 6 figures in 4 months. And I was like, wait. Wait.
Numbers.
6 figures in a year, 6 figures in 4 months is 2 different things. So now I was starting to understand like what she meant. Like with the taxes, it's a numbers game. If I teach 500 people in a year, I can make that kind of money. But if I actually do 500 people taxes in 4 months, I can sit down for the rest of the year. So it just made more sense to me. I'm not a hard-headed person. If somebody extend their knowledge out to me, I go for it. Yeah. So then I started looking into being a CPN and doing the background work for it and getting the logistics and the legal stuff on and taking classes. And then I just went for it because I'm a money motivated person. Like it's up, So if I like something, which I love numbers, and it's not, hard for me to assess how to learn how to do this properly, I'm gonna follow it.
Got to.
Yeah, and I'm 6 years in now, so I absolutely love it.
I hope you learned something tonight. So I sure the fuck did. No, from just the petition, let's start there.
I do what I do.
You just been doing what the fuck
they booted me out, man.
Do.
They booted me out.
But my thing is you doing what you need to do. And being a leader, one, starting things, and then extending, like you said, you also extend the offer to just want to help and make people better, to pull them out of that situation. Because, definitely got to respect it because that's what makes you a boss and that's what makes you golden to me and to a lot of people when you can do it for others.
Absolutely.
And when you help others, get out of their situations. And a testimony. This is my dog. I'm telling you, when you say numbers, she's definitely right about numbers. This nigga sat me down and said, listen, if you sell this many strawberries for $25, $25.
Hey, whatever you talk about, I'm about to let you know how to get more of it, okay? Just let me know what you got. Come up with a good strategy.
These days a week, I'm telling you, I have 25,000 by 6 months. Oh my. I ain't even think of that shit.
Girl, I'll be ready. Please don't talk to me about no business and you trying to make more money because I'm just ready, okay?
Yes, she stay ready.
Yes.
And yes, anybody around her is definitely money motivated as well.
Period.
So, did we leave out anything that you want to share?
I mean, no. I feel like you've asked a lot of questions.
Period. And we had money talk.
For real. I don't even think I was expecting to even answer. You dug deep.
Oh, shit. That's what I do.
Went back, came back, went in, came back. Well, what else you gonna ask? Talk about
and message, y'all. Joining me. Boss ass lady, so inspiring. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. If you have any questions, make sure you tap in with P.Y.T. She also has her vegan company, P.Y.T. Yummy.
Please your tummy.
Yummy, please your tummy. No, I'm just playing.
He's so funny.
Please your tummy. And yeah, tap the fuck in. We're going up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the damn promo video.
Period.
I know y'all see it posted. And good night. And
good night.
On that. You gonna put your leg?
No, what you want me to do? What you want? You gonna put your leg up? What you want me to do, girl? What you want me to do?
Like I'm like.
Why are you like this? Like, why are you like this?
Do it. No. Oh wait, she is. I love when you.
I ain't stretched or nothing. Everything popping. All right. Bye.
Let that money talk.